Ken here, the unemployed prop guy. Today I want to talk about how I decide to make a prop, or what I do from basically A to Z. Versus the idea or the need. I'm doing a little short, and it's kind of a joke little film I was going to do, and with a spy. And somehow, somewhere, I remember reading about during 1972's Watergate, G. Gordon Liddy and all that Nixon stuff, that they used a chapstick microphone to when they were spying the lookouts. And funny story, the lookout was across the street from the Watergate, keeping an eye out for the police. And the idea was they would take this chapstick, it would be the sleeve, and if they saw something, they would open this up and pretend to, unchap the lips, and everybody think that's what they're doing. So that's why they hid the microphone that attached to the walkie-talkie, which is an impossible walkie-talkie to find, by the way, or radio receiver. It's a Bell and Howell, I can never say that name, model 225 or 247. It's hard to know which one's which. I found, so I did, okay, so I heard about that, did a little research, very little to find, but the funny story is, when the guy was supposed to be keeping a lookout for the police, he missed it because he was busy watching a movie on TV, I'm not going to say they bungled they weren't that good at doing, covert operations. I mean, it was the Nixon administration, and okay, no politics. So, I wanted to recreate it. So what did I do? Well, I did the research. I found, when you're doing research, one of the best resources is actually things like the National Archives. Here, I found this image here. And it's a great website because this image, I could zoom in. It gave me all the information I needed to figure out. So so first I decided to get the chapstick. I didn't want to use a modern one. I wanted to use a vintage one from that time period. So I was able to figure out, because of the NFL logo, there's a blue helmet there, and all the other stuff on the copyright on it, that this is from 1971, 72. So on eBay, I found one, paid way too much money. When I hit that buy now, So I got that. It still had the original stuff in it, unused, and it was still, excuse me, like 50-year-old chapstick. It was interesting. Whatever. So I got that. Then I found this cord, and this is in my personal collection because I am a hoarder. I hoard everything, and it's pretty close to the original color. It needed to be a little bit more tan, and it's for my purposes, it's fine. Then, like I talked about that Bell Howell walkie-talkie, and I'm just gonna call it a walkie-talkie, just whatever. It had this connection here, and impossible to find. They do not make them. It was proprietary and whatever. So, what I did is I took that archive picture. I had my chapstick, so I was able to blow up the image to get the exact size I needed. And then I was able. Hang on a second. Okay, so what I did is I took this image off of the National Archive catalog, and I printed it to scale. I put up the chapstick and figured out that size and got it to scale. So then I had this image here, and I was able to measure everything I needed, and figure out the exact size that this had to be. And I found this other connector, and I'm going to show you. I don't know, should I show you now? We'll wait a couple seconds. I'll show you the video of me making some of the stuff in quick speed and whatnot. It's somewhat interesting, but not interesting enough to show you step by step. But I was able to find a connector that was pretty close to the size, cut it all up, glued it, figured out how many pins by counting on the image. I found some other images of the pins. Went to Photoshop, made a little template of the inside, and then put the little brass like nails, made them all smooth and look like a connector and stuff, whatever. I did that. And yeah, so I also made this label and found the exact kind of tape they use and aged it and printed up this government exhibit, because this would be the final display after I'm done using this in my little film. But, here, let me show you all the videos of me making it. Okay. And, you kind of get an idea how I made it. I mean, then I did I like printing. I'm very big in printing stuff, and I was able to look at this close-ups. I mean, this is from the archives, the National Archives, and, I mean, you could blow it up. I could see this exact switch that I was able to find, the little holes that they drilled in there for I guess for the microphone. And I was able to get the size right and know approximately where to put the switch and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really big in all that, doing the research, doing all that fun stuff. I'm trying to think of what else I need to say about it. And I want to do a little display, so I did the fabric and wrapped it on a board, and it's pretty close to the original. Yeah, it's research, and depending on how accurate you need to go, how realistic you need. With this, I wanted to do, 90% accuracy is about as much as I wanted to reach, and I probably got like 91, 92% accurate. One day I want it to be working, like I said, but I don't think that's going to ever happen, because I cannot find the things that I need to find to make it working if I want it stork accurate. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think that's a video. Okay. Any questions, comments, blah, 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 blah. You guys have a good day. Peace.